Good morning, friends, family, people I've never met before. I'm Leigh Brown, and this is a live episode of my podcast, Crazy Shit in Real Estate, which is currently in its 7th season, almost in season 8. And a scenario happened to me yesterday, or to actually one of my followers, and it involved me. I wanted to have y'all learn about it so you can protect yourselves. So I'm bringing that to you in the middle of your morning because, frankly, I had 10 minutes available to tell y'all about this. So here's the scam. Well, first of all, there's 2 scams to be aware of in real estate. The first one has to do with wire fraud. You will notice on most emails from real estate professionals, there's a disclaimer down at the bottom that says, don't be sending money unless you've had a private phone call. We want to make sure you're not sending it to some dead-end account because there has been so much wire fraud. One of my good realtor friends here in the Charlotte area had a client who lost $200,000 in a wire fraud scam the week before closing, and no, they didn't get the money back, and no, they didn't get the house, and no, the sellers didn't get to sell, and it was all a crazy mess. So there are some earlier episodes of my podcast you can go find that talk about this, but the reality is we're in a world where there's some really smart people out there who could probably apply themselves to curing cancer, let's be honest. But instead, they apply themselves to scamming good, hardworking people by pretending to be somebody else. So the first thing I want to tell you is take a look at any email you get. And when you see that it says it comes from Leigh Brown or attorney Bob Johns, click on the little arrow, we call that a caret, and see what the actual underlying email address is. If it didn't come from that person, if it came from IgotYouFool@earthlink.net, don't send anything to that account because you've seen all these Norton antivirus receipts come into your email. Stop opening PDFs if you don't know the sender and make sure you check the email address. So that's the cautionary side from real estate. But the real story I have to tell y'all has to do with Instagram. Now, I love social media. Y'all know that's where you follow me. You hang out with me on social media. That means I have a lot of followers. That also means there are a lot of scammers out there, also known as spoofers, that pretend to be me, but they're not me. You can look really carefully at how they spell the name. My name on the Instagram, or the gram as the young people call it, is Leigh Thomas Brown, Thomas being my maiden name. Now, a spoofer account is going to have 2 L's, 2 H's, 2 T's, 2 S's, 2 N's, or make a 0 instead of an O. It is going to be close, but no cigar. All right. So if you see a version of me that you don't know, first of all, look at the spelling of the handle. Then second of all, I want you to look at the follower count. I like to follow people. I'm maxed out right at the 7,500. I've got a bunch of followers and I've posted 2,800 times. If an account shows up that has not posted anything, that ain't Leigh Brown. Y'all know this. Come on now. You know I've got an overposting problem. Frankly, I admit it. All right. So you need to be paying attention to the data up here. All right. This is on us as smart, thoughtful people. Okay. Now here's what happened. These little fake spoofer spammer accounts show up and then they start sending you private messages. And some of y'all are like, hey, Leigh Brown, that's my realtor friend. What is she telling me in the messages? And you go over there and it says, hey, now here's where I want you to pay attention because the spoofers and the spammers have gotten way too smart. They know that I'm a realtor, so they may ask you questions about buying or selling a house. They know that I'm a realtor instructor. It may ask you if you want to take my new course or if you enjoyed the last webinar you watched. And you, my dear, sweet, beloved friends, get sucked into this conversation so easily because you're like, oh, well, I did enjoy Leigh Brown's last class and I loved her as my realtor and I'd love to find out about her company. And so you fall right in. And then here's what happens next. The next thing they're going to ask you is if you want information about crypto. I'm medium aged. I don't know anything about crypto. Kind of glad considering all the bank environment we've been in and the whole Sam Bankman-Fried thing, but that's a whole different rabbit hole. But I don't know crypto. If you know anything about me financially, I'm low risk anyway. I do invest, but I'm not crazy. I really, really hold tightly to my dollars. You know that everything I own pretty much comes from Marshall's and from the clearance rack at that. And for the record, this was $8.99. And no, I couldn't find another one for my friend Jen, even though I went back to Marshall's to look. I'm not going to invest in crazy things. And unfortunately, one of my followers fell into a trap. Here's what I got last night on my messenger. This is the crazy shit. Leigh, have you heard anything from Astro Pro? I'm out $50,000. And I said to her, what is Astro Pro? because I don't know what that would be. All right. Next thing I got was she got scammed for that $50,000. They said they were you and you were going to teach me about investing in crypto. Now, I will teach you about real estate sales and marketing, but somebody was going to give me $50,000 to teach them. Apparently, I don't charge enough. And that was wild there. And then she said they messaged me from your Instagram. And I said, baby, you did not get messaged from me. They spell my name wrong. It wasn't me. I don't know any of this. If you are remotely awake, then you know that we are heading into some really tricky economic times. We have home buyers that have put the kibosh on buying. We have sellers who have found out suddenly their houses aren't dipped in 14 karat gold. And as a realtor, you are still trying to keep up with the business you have and trying to answer questions in the meantime, while also managing sky high fuel cost at the pump. Never fear, because my new video course is coming out right now, and it's called How to Dominate During a Recession. I've been a realtor for 22 years. My business went up every year during the Great Recession, and it's all because of education. This course is 4 modules. There might even be some bonus content for you. The price is $199. I am delighted to bring this out as quickly as possible because, friends, there's no time like the present to make sure our neighbors are stronger and we protect the American dream. Click on this link, www.dominatethisrecession.com, and I'll see you there. Now, back to this amazing content. And then I asked her to check if the account was still there. They're gone. The spoofers and the spammers, once they get a live one, y'all, that account's gone because then they're going to make another one. And then she told me that they asked her to go over to Telegram for privacy. Look, just because it's an encrypted site, if somebody, let's just think about this. I have an 18-year-old daughter and a 16-year-old son. If somebody tells them to go to another channel for privacy, I'm going to get the wood chipper out. Don't go to another channel for privacy. Come on, y'all. It should set off the alarm bells. And God bless this woman. Her alarm bells didn't come off because she trusts me, not knowing that she was not trusting me. She was trusting some internet creeper. And then after they took her to Telegram, because I had set up a Telegram account a long time ago. I have accounts everywhere, but I didn't know you had to have a username. So I never set that up. So they grabbed my username. So they had my photo. They had my username. And it wasn't me. And then they made her pay in Bitcoin. Okay. Second thing Leigh Brown knows nothing about is Bitcoin. In fact, my girlfriend that I run with, she and I were at the Circle K one morning making a medium-aged runner's break. Because if you understand, you understand. Well, what do they say? If you know, you know, IYK. And there was an ATM for Bitcoin. And we stood there and looked at it, kind of like children look at a rotary phone. And we didn't know what it was. And so this scammer took her to Telegram and then asked her to pay in Bitcoin. She sent me the screenshots and she doesn't know what to do next. They're using my face. They're using my connections with y'all to scam you. Don't fall for it. First of all, my phone number is all over the interwebs. If somebody's trying to ask you for $50,000, I highly recommend you pick up the phone. Call me. Because if you think I'm asking you for money, you are going to hear it from me. Okay. Also, you should know, I would never ask you for $50,000 in Bitcoin. Slow your roll. I don't care how good the class sounds. Although I would never pay $50,000 for a class. To me, that's another investment property. That's what I'd be teaching y'all to. In fact, that might be 2 investment properties in certain markets. But come on, y'all. I got to beg you. If you see my account, if it's talking to you, it would generally be me because I do monitor my accounts. I would never, ever, ever ask you to go to a private channel. I'm not going to do that. I'm a married woman with kids. I have chickens in the yard and I bake pound cakes for fun. I'm not going to take you to a creepy encrypted channel. Don't fall for it, please. Now, here's what I told this lady to do. So let's just say you happen to get tangled up in somebody else's scheme. The first thing you need to do is call your bank and say, please put a stop on my account and make sure they know that somebody scammed you. It's possible you can get help, which is also why they wanted Bitcoin, but call your bank anyway. The second thing you better do is get some LifeLock, y'all. Get LifeLock, because when all these weird things happen, you can shut down all of your accounts for protection. And I apologize for the flip out. I think my internet is responding to the rain outside like my hair is. Number 3, I want you to call an attorney. And I don't know who that attorney, but there's got to be lawyers out there that know how to fix this stuff or have had to handle it, because Instagram, Facebook, all of those channels, They are not set up for customer service, as y'all know, and they do not have a reason to come in and help you fix things. I don't know why. I have reported all of these scammers and spoofers, and all of y'all who see them on my account. I appreciate y'all for reporting them too, but they won't do anything about it. And so you just have to be super smart and savvy. Be smart, because now that we have Chat GPT entering the chat and AI is everywhere, that stuff's just going to get smarter. So you've got to be thoughtful. So before you click or put any money into a website, go Google it, go look at the Better Business Bureau, go look at the Google reviews, and go make sure that you're talking to an actual real person. Just like in real estate, we tell our clients, I'm sitting here working on a file right now. I had to tell them, do not send a wire until you physically talk to the paralegal and confirm the wire account information. And in fact, this is why most attorneys prefer real checks anymore, because we're going backwards because the internet is taking advantage of people. So don't be taken advantage of. There's nothing I can do for this lady. I mean, there's nothing tangible that I can do for her in the way of helping her get her money back. I can pray for her. I can pray that she gets some peace in finding the answers to this. I can pray that she finds somebody that's willing to fight on her behalf and fight on behalf of all the people who get scammed and spoofed out there. But the biggest thing I can tell you is that we have to be smarter, y'all. Please, if you see an account with my face on it, including one of my other local realtors saw my face on some Jennifer Aniston face cream ad. That was not me, because I don't appreciate Jennifer Aniston. That's a whole different discussion. I'm an old person, but I looked at the ad that she sent me. They did a deep fake and pulled my face off and stuck it in the ad. And I don't know if it was a before or after shot. It was probably a before. Let's just call it what it is. But it wasn't me, and there was nothing I could do to get out of there. The internet is getting sketchier and sketchier. Protect your kids. In fact, get them on social media, and then protect yourself. Ask. And I know nothing about crypto. Let me just add that again. I know nothing about crypto, and I spell my name correctly, and I respond to my messages. So I need y'all to be smart. And I also want to make sure that y'all know, please tell your clients about the risk of wire fraud. Please tell your clients about the risk of getting scammed in private messages. And most importantly, because in North Carolina, we are partnered with an organization called I Am On Watch. And we are looking as a realtor group throughout the state. And in all of our local associations, we're working together to spot the victims of human trafficking. When you see people trying to go to private channels, that's also one of those big red flags in the trafficking world. So make sure you're talking to your teenagers about what this stuff looks like. Keep them safe, keep you safe. And if something happens to you, then I guess we have to call for help. And that's all I have to say about it, y'all. That was some crazy shit. I feel bad for her. It has happened. There's nothing I can do. So don't let it happen to you. And if you want more stories like this from the tales of real estate, and it includes real estate, social media marketing, hey, make sure you subscribe to the podcast, because I've always got something new going on over there. I'll see y'all around. As always, I'm so super thrilled that you joined in for more crazy shit. And if you're a realtor, investor, inspector, lender, or just a regular human being who happens to have an unbelievable story that you need to tell the world about, or frankly, you just need to one-up the story you just heard, then make sure to DM me on Instagram at Leigh Thomas Brown, or tweet me at Leigh Brown, or frankly, any social network where you hang out. I'm there. And if you had some fun, then you totally want to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future episodes.